Jeanne, who is a new realtor in the area. And I like bringing her on as a new realtor because she's still learning the ropes. She's gathering her data and she's educating herself. And this is a good time to pop in and get information from her because we're going to get stuff that, you know, some of the people who've been in the industry for a while may not be paying attention to anymore, but it's things that new people pay attention to and share those nuances. So go ahead and introduce yourself. And what real estate agency are you with?
I am with Keller Williams in downtown Lodi. Our office is located at 115 South School. We're right across from the post office, back in the corridor. If you know where the elevator is, or the old Woolsworth building, you'll know where we are found.
Are you in with Lance McCann? Is he in there with you?
Not in our
Oh,
office.
okay.
We do have various agents. We all have a communal office. Our brokerage covers Stockton, Lodi, and Tracy as well.
Cool.
So there are lots of friendly and familiar faces that you will find in our business, but we do operate as independent.
Yeah. So that's the whole area where the young professionals of Lodi do the Santa free
That
pictures
will
with
be
Santa.
this year.
Yeah.
This year they're going to use that hallway. Now you're going to segue right into that. So there are a few of us that are doing Santa events for the community. Some are hosted by, we're all hosted by different agents. So I think you said the young professionals. I'm actually doing one as well with Debbie Mason, Shannon Stallings, and Ray Mellinger on the 14th. We're doing Coco's and Cookie with Santa, pictures, letters to Santa, that sort of thing. The Ashley Prudell group is doing one as well. So we have various events that we're able to hold down in that corridor.
So that's happening in the quarter as well. That's awesome.
Different days, different times. You can find all that information in different ways. And so if you've been invited by those different people.
Well, it's for sure on Facebook. Is it on Instagram as well?
Not that I'm aware of. In all honesty, we divvied up responsibilities for the group. So Ray was in charge of the social media, the flyers, and that sort of information. So it very well could be. I haven't looked.
Cool. And what are the times that you guys are doing
So
it?
ours is on Saturday, the 14th of December, 11 until 2. We'll be back
Okay.
there. It's going to have a cute backdrop. We are offering prints of the photos for those that show up. It's welcome to anybody. So even if you weren't invited or if you don't know us, come by.
Yeah.
Because not every date and time works for everyone. So we've opened it up. So even if you invite somebody at your church or in your group, or if you share the page, which is lovely, share the page, that's where we'll be. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's open to the public.
it is open to
So anybody can come down. That's
Absolutely.
great. What a great opportunity.
Yeah, so we'll have Coco, which is going to have, we're going to use that good Mexican chocolate. And, the nice creamy
to
cocoa.
die for.
Hopefully, I'm pretty sure Debbie Mason's going to make her homemade cookies,
Yum.
letters to Santa, like I said, and of course
Awesome.
the pictures, and then some coloring. We might have a little coloring contest or
Cool.
something.
So
That's
that's cool.
co-hosted with the 4 of us. But like I said, each group does things differently. But we just want to offer to the community, and that's basically
great.
what it is.
And that's one of the things I love about the real estate community in our area. And I'm sure it is across the country as well. But in our area, the real estate community gives back so much.
That is very true. I definitely can only speak for the company that I know of most, which is Keller Williams. We give back as much as we possibly can. We have a little saying, bold law. I think it's a bold law. Come from contribution. So everything that we want to do and everything that we project is to be helpful and coming from that place of giving. So
Oh, I love it. And I live for that, right?
That
That's
is
like
the
my
truth.
theme,
That
right?
is- that is,
It's my
yes.
community is my theme.
yes, and
Yeah.
and you do it very well.
Well,
You do it very well.
Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the real estate, and then let's segue into some of the other things that you've done. And, we talked a little bit about that, but I want to kind of bring it out for everybody so everybody has an idea of what you're doing. So you've been in real estate for a year and a half.
I have. So I quote unquote newer to the industry. I like to say, let's see, let's go a little bit back.
Sure,
A little bit
yeah.
about me, I guess.
Yes.
So I am in my early mid 30s. I got into real estate a year and a half ago. I am currently on my 3rd career change, I guess you could say
Really?
already. Yes, already. High school, I was extremely interested in interior design.
Yes, I saw that.
So I took
Yeah.
every class, every course possible that I could. I manipulated high school to just focus on that. I ended up at the Art Institute of Seattle, and I have a degree in residential design. I came out and I was doing freelance work. Actually, I worked for a retail company in cabinetry, and that's where I got most of my roots. And then I started freelancing when I came back to California because I was still in the Seattle area, and that was not enough sunshine for me.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, so when I got done there and doing that, and I came back, then the recession hit. I mean, everything like stopped in 2008. And I didn't know any different.
Like, you were so young, you didn't have any skills to know the difference.
But
right?
I didn't even, I mean, I was young in the world, even like the age, you know, you don't understand what a recession is. Like, you didn't understand how it was going to ripple and what it was going to be and how it would affect everybody.
Well, and I can't even imagine as a young person, because those of us who've been around for a while weren't prepared for the recession of that magnitude. Yeah. I mean, a lot of us who, like my family is in construction, which goes right along with real estate and interior design. You know, you were used to the ebbs and flows. You know, I always call real estate and construction feast or famine, right? But you know, you didn't expect the famine to go on and on and on and on and on.
No, no. And actually, it was slow, and I just thought I was struggling. Like, I thought I just wasn't good at what I was doing, and I didn't know. I'm still learning how to market myself. So, with that being said, even then, I just thought I wasn't doing it right, and not really the slow onset, not slow, but relatively fast onset of that recession. So that shifted. I pivoted at that point in time, which got me into service and hospitality.
Okay.
So I started waiting tables. I actually started bussing tables, and they begged me. Nancy Hurd begged me to start waiting tables, and I took my time to kind of learn a little bit better. And then that took me on my next chapter, which was an amazing 11-year ride.
Really?
And yes, I am so thankful for that, though. It taught me so much. You know, you meet all sorts of people.
Yeah.
It took me up and down the West Coast. I worked at some
Did you do catering or
no catering? So I was restaurant based,
Okay.
and almost all of them were family owned and operated businesses.
Okay.
So I started with Gary and Nancy Hurd when Woodbridge Crossings opened.
Was it Feed and Fuel?
It was Feed and Fuel. Then the quote unquote divorce happened, right? Where the shift, the change.
Yes.
So then Crossings was born.
Okay.
And so I started there. And that is what I call home. That's kind of where
and that's where we had lunch.
That is where we had lunch. And that place to me is like my heartbeat. It's where it started. I've always loved that building, that business.
Oh,
just
it's wonderful.
Woodbridge in general.
Yeah.
So then I went to Carmel, Monterey, worked for two of the biggest restaurants in either of those places.
Stunning areas to go to.
I can't complain.
Yeah.
Then that took me to Bend, Oregon, and
Really?
I was working my way up in the wine world. And so that took me to Bend, and I was doing their buying and, you know, their wine lists and their pairing and like that sort of thing. Because I had gone my level 1 Somm.
Wow. I didn't even know that. You didn't share that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So, which, there's a reason why I don't. So anyways, so that took that journey. So, I've been a lot, and then I got into traveling as a bartender.
Ooh, a traveling bartenders, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
you heard it here.
I will bartend for your functions. I still enjoy it so much. I'm not really good at, like, you know, flinging and flair and all that stuff, but I
you
can
mix a good drink.
I can make you a martini,
and that's all. Martini, and that's all we care about.
Ask my in-laws; they will tell you about what were they, chocolate martinis one year.
Oh,
and I kind of got fired from bartending because we had one heck of a time. But so yeah, that took me into where I'm at. So I had my son. He'll be 4 in January, and then that segued into people were like, you know, you should probably do this. It encompasses everything that you do and everything that you know. So my mom has been a driving force in a man's world. She's been in the auto industry almost my whole life.
God bless her.
Mm-hmm. My dad has owned a plumbing company in our area, in Lodi area, for over 30.
What's the name of the company?
Stagecoach Plumbing, the big yellow vans.
Yep.
So we've got that, right? And then I have the design background, and I have the service. So what really better way
natural fit.
Yeah, it would like encompass everything. And it's been such a it's trying, but it's such a blessing. Like, I'm so passionate about it, like stupid passionate about it. And
Yeah.
so, and with that, and people seeing that fire and that fire in my belly, they've not let me quit. Like it's been, kind of going. And
Well, that's how you know you've gotten to the right place, when you have the passion in the belly, right?
Yeah,
I mean, no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, that you still want to do it.
Yes. So that led me to real estate. And so that was the last year. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking about me. But I guess that's kind of why I'm here.
That's why you're here. You're here to talk about you.
Yeah,
I know, for a whole hour or two, babe.
I know. Right? We're only like 4 minutes into this. So, Keller Williams, I actually was waiting to take my test. And when I applied, it's a state exam. And you send a big fishbowl, and it's, it's kind of a big deal, I guess. And I don't know. I studied, and I decided that I was going to do it. And, I had to get approvals from certain people in my life, like my sister, Kim. And, and I wasn't too certain. But when I did, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I interviewed companies beforehand.
Oh, okay.
I interviewed 4 companies prior to Keller Williams. Keller Williams was completely transparent. And with money, I mean, everybody wants to know what their pay is going to be and all that. And that's commissions in our world. They were super learning based, and they were technology based. And with that, I'm not, I get, like we had this talk earlier, I get lumped into millennial, but I'm on the upper side of that. So we still waited for the dial tone and the connection on our internet.
Yes.
And we're stumbling our way through that. So when all of these tech savvy things were happening, I'm still a little slow.
So you're a Gen Y, or a Generation Y, actually.
I think that's what we talked about. Yeah. So, I knew by being with Keller Williams, I would be pushed, and I'd be pushed out of my comfort zone. And, we're not growing until we're out of our comfort.
And I kind of was watching that today, right? I was watching you uncomfortable dealing with a client that you were going to make this transaction happen for.
Yes. Yeah. So, push comes to shove. So I went back through, and I hadn't even taken my test, and I just knew I was going to go with Keller Williams, and that's where I've been. So, I feel I've got more cards in my hand, more arsenal, like more because of them and the support team that I have there.
You feel like you have more backing and better tools and that kind of thing you. It fits you really well.
The things that they're doing, I mean, they're a tech company that I think, don't quote me, but happens to deal in real estate, right?
Yeah.
And so with that, I'm going to be push tech.
Yeah.
And that's where we're headed, It
is.
It's
absolutely
where we're headed.
100%. Yeah.
So I'm still having a hard time. It's learning. It's progress, not perfection. But I'm really, really trying to grow, as well as we all are growing, because there's all these new things that are continuing to happen
all the time.
And we're being gifted this platform that Keller Williams is creating with all of these amazing minds behind it. And they are just completely transforming the world of real estate.
Great.
And in that world.
How old is Keller Williams? Do you know? How long have they been around?
I can't remember.
That's okay.
But they've been in San Joaquin since 2005.
Okay. Good. Well, there you go. We know
focus
that.
It back to what I
Keep
do
it local.
know.
Keep it local. That's right. Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
So you've been in the real estate industry for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you tell us, because everybody's worried about the downturn that's coming. Everybody's talking about the economic downturn. And for me, the real estate industry is the first indicator, right? To me, when you have, and I look for markers because I lived through it as an adult, right? As a business owner who had to go out and find a job while everybody else is out finding jobs. So the markers start with inventory. When you have excess of inventory, and you don't have as many buyers. And then another marker is you've got Bay Area people coming over here to buy, right? And then you've got loans that are loosening up their regulations, right? So I heard on the commercial the other day, and it scared the crap out of me. No income verification loans.
Oh, I think that's what got everybody in trouble.
It's exactly what got everybody in trouble.
So right now, I can tell you that... now, it depends on how you
what you're seeing for your
area.
What
I'm seeing. Okay, so my interpretation, right?
Yes.
Based on the data and stuff that we see. So if you want to talk about a market, we can have buyer's market, seller's market, or neutral market, right? So if we want to talk about where the kind of the market is right now. So if it's a buyer's market, now this is just a definition off of our resources. So
Okay.
even National Association of Realtor or our local, which is the Lodi Association of Realtors.
Okay.
And our Metro List, which is our listing service, so MLS. So buyer's market is more than 6 months of inventory based on closed sales. Sellers is less than 3 months. And neutral is 3 to 6 months based on closed sales. So what we're seeing, okay, so let's you hit me with a couple of things there.
Okay.
And I'm not an expert in the loan
Yeah.
world, but and I wasn't in the industry back then, so I can only
Right.
study back so far or
And a
read.
lot's changed in the
And a lot
industry
has changed.
because of the recession.
So there are more programs available, but they're not loosely given. I mean, the people that we pre-qualify and pre-approve, they have to do all these. There are steps that you have to go through and things that you have to prove. So I don't know what ad that was, but I don't see that currently.
I feel like it was even a Quicken ad.
Probably.
Yeah, I feel like it was a Quicken ad. No income
We
verification.
like local, reputable companies that can talk facts and information that they know in their own community. So, you have to be licensed here in the state of California, and I believe even in the county in which, for a lender that you're, helping lend on. So, with that, we have different guidelines and that sort of thing. So I know you have to verify your income and your job, and you have to have stability and tax returns and these sorts
Yeah.
of things. There are programs and help that you can get from a loan officer if there are missing sections of
Yeah.
it. Let's see.
Which is a whole, like, that's
That's a
not
whole can
your
of worms. Yeah.
field of expertise,
No,
but I
have
kind
a
of threw that at
wonderful
you. So.
team of people that I refer business to and like working with, as we all do.
Yeah.
We make relationships with those that fit us,
Mm-hmm.
and also not every lender is just like every agent isn't
Yeah.
for every person. So we do have more tools in our tool belt with that. So I think that's specific. The housing market trend, when you were talking about high or low inventory, currently our inventory, I would say, is low.
Really, the
Yes.
Housing inventory is
So
low?
I would say
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good for you, but it's good
That's
for
okay.
as a marker for.
Yeah, it's okay. So as a marker, what was it on the market today? Let's see. And let's see if I have the actual number of homes on the market today. It's like 158 homes for sale. Now Lodi, I'm only talking Lodi. It was easy just to narrow down the information, and that's where I'm from.
And did you include Woodbridge, Lodi, and Woodbridge?
It's like Lodi, Woodbridge, that it's got its own. But if you get to a Campo, that's its own.
Different, yeah.
If you get out into Galt, that's its own.
Yeah.
So,
So there's 150. That's not very much, really.
No. Inventory's on the lower side. I feel my interpretation of it is that people were able to hang on, some of them, right, through that. You're
talking the original recession.
Yeah. So 2008,
2009,
9, 10,
yeah.
all that. So
Yeah.
they were able to hang on. Now, here we are a few years later. People have a little bit of money, a nest egg, okay? They've now gotten comfortable with their home, and
Yeah.
either home improvements or lifestyle expectations have shifted and, kind of settled maybe.
Yeah.
And people aren't pushing to move, right? So it's not as pressing.
Well, the downturn shifted a lot of people because, like, I can say my husband and I, we were going on cruises all the time and stuff, and now we don't take big vacations like that because we don't want to spend the money.
Exactly.
Even though we could, we don't want to, right?
So, because you're worried about this.
Well, we want to
quote-unquote,
make sure we don't get caught again like
again.
that. We were fortunate to be able to keep our house, but, we lost some of our investment property during the downturn. So, yeah.
So yeah, I think that people are kind of hanging tight. They've reassessed where they're at, what they want, or you stay in where you're at and you can go take that cruise, So
Yeah.
I think that might have something to do with it, which I feel that might be also why the interest rates keep coming down and down. They're giving people more incentive
To try to move.
move inventory and sell.
Now, what about your buyers? Do you have a lot of buyers? Are there a lot of people looking to buy?
That's crazy. I am working with a ton of buyers.
Okay.
So there are people that are looking. This was my busy time last year. I had record-setting numbers last year, right, as a brand new agent. I came out and I was number 2 in our office as an individual agent in my second month of real estate.
Wow.
It was insane. I'm hoping that it's the same right now. I have that potential at the same point in time right now in my pipeline, but buyers are there. days on market are a little bit longer. People are shifting. It's before the holiday. The weather's still
Yeah,
nice.
because don't they say now the weather's nice, so that kind of
weather's
shifts
super
things,
nice,
right?
yeah.
But don't they say these heading into the holidays is when the market really slows down a lot? People tend to want to not
Hunker.
move during the.
Well, I mean, do you really want to pack
No,
up?
I
or
don't want
not
to pack up or have
pack for
Christmas in it. Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, yes and no.
Okay.
So last year, like I said, even in January and February, I know that people don't like to move in the rain. It seems, from what I can tell,
Yeah.
But the other really neat part about that is so people are like, oh, well, the prices go down in the winter. Well, if you sell low, you buy low. If you sell high, you buy high.
So it's not like you can sell high and then buy low unless you sell in the summer and then sleep in a sleeping bag. And
so your dollar is going to exchange
right.
more evenly across with that. And now that you have interest rates that are super low, right? These are great.
Yeah.
You are finding people that can refi, they can stay where they're at and do things, free up a little bit, or that makes the time now is a great time to kind of, if your family's growing, you're growing, or if you've desired more property and you've desired and you have these wants and wishes, this is kind of like a winning combination right here. That where we're at.
Are there any trends that you're seeing right now that you?
So we are on an upward swing. Okay, so with the real estate, so I've been working with one of the most successful teams in Northern California.
And that's the Keller Williams?
That's Keller Williams, yeah. So we are, as things are moving on trend here. I'm got sidetracked because you asked.
That's okay.
You gave me
I know. I'm throwing you curveballs here, girl.
So
that's okay.
No, I mean it's a really great question though. So we are seeing days on market are a little longer.
Okay, and so when you say that, explain a little bit for us who
don't know. So a days on market are the counting days that your house has been listed and active on the market.
Okay.
So say we decided to put your house on the market today. Today is a day one of a listed active, so current our days on market. And those are counting days. There's ways to reset or where those numbers get off, but days on market takes a time for it to sell. Right?
Okay.
So for you to sell your home. So our average days on market right now in Lodi is 39 days.
39 days.
39 days on market.
And is that, so what does that mean? Like, is it good to have your house on the market for a long time or is it bad?
So of course everything, the movers and the shakers, all of that is really pressed at the very beginning, right? So a new iPhone launches, boom, you got to have it. It's the hustle, bustle, right?
I see.
So first when your house lists on the market, as long as all the ducks are in a row, you've got an agent that's representing you, you get it live on the market, you follow the criteria that we like to put in front of you, you list it on the MLS, the public market, we get it pictures, we get it set up, staged, looking beautiful and gorgeous, we get it on there. The pump is going to come. We like to see the most activity between the first 21 days. But first 14 is where we really want to smack it really hard. That 14 to 21 is still good, but so that's 21 days, and now we're having 39 days on the market, right? So those days a little bit longer than some we're used to seeing. I mean, there's been hot spots in the market where houses will turn over, and there's properties on the market that'll turn over in 2 or 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
It's crazy. So for it to sit a little bit longer is based, from what I can tell, everyone's like, oh, 21 days. But if you just relax, right, a little bit. But with that, which is really cool, is that even though they're sitting on the market for a little bit longer, we're getting 97 to 99% list price versus sales price. So what we're asking when you're listing your house at and what you're asking for your home is 97, let's say on a low swing. Now outside of Lodi, it shifts. Every town shifts. Every little area shifts, right? We're getting 97%. So we're only negotiating 3%.
Wow.
So that's
asking
great.
price then. You're saying that these are houses that are not having to come down with their prices.
No. And and that means we're doing our jobs right as well.
Because you're pricing correctly, you're leading your clients correctly, and you're getting the right buyers over there.
That's huge. Yeah. It's it's building that relationship.
Yeah.
Having our clients trust us, and taking our advice having us, I mean, we study the numbers every day. We're looking at the market every day.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We're in and out of hundreds of houses over the month, some of us.
Yeah.
The go-getters, some of us. So we're taking in all this consideration. So if somebody is following our lead, we're selling these homes. Now, here's some fun facts. Keller Williams, right? Okay. So for Keller Williams, we are currently in Lodi representing 1/3 of the houses on market.
Wow.
Yeah, we have just shy of 1/3 of the houses listed on the market are represented by a Keller Williams agent.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's huge. Also, with that, we are, as an office, we are closing approximately 70% of our listings in under 30 days.
Wow. I can't even imagine putting my house for sale and having it sell in a month.
Yeah.
That would be a whirlwind,
there's
right?
There's a little bit of prep that goes into it. There's some people that'll come to you and be like, I want to sell now. Like, I want to list now. And then, but there's a reality. We have to get your house ready.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Pictures.
like, there's
a little
there's
build
some
up.
staging,
Which means if you're going to move, you're going to kind of pre-pack.
Yeah. Because you want to clean out a lot of the clutter. Because, oh my God, you don't even want to know. I've lived in my house 30 years. You don't even want to know the clutter that's in my house.
I've lived in my house a couple of months and you don't want to see it.
So is that something that you offer then? Do you go, if somebody comes and says, I want to sign with you, I want to sell my house with you or have you sell my home, do you go then do a walkthrough of the home and kind of say, okay, these are the things that you need to do to get the best price that you can get?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have checklists. We also have people that we partner. So we're a relationship business, right? We're just kind of like, you're the hub as a client. And our job is to facilitate all of the things that are going to help you as a client sell your house the fastest and the best price, right? And we safeguard you. And so with that, we have relationships with lenders. We have stagers, companies that come through. Some of us are very good at staging.
Well, you have the interior design background.
I'm not very good at fluffing pillows and picking up.
You're not.
Curtains.
So staging for you is not.
So staging's okay. Like I could, some things are more important. We want to highlight attributes of your house, and some things that we can do. Some of us are more comfortable than others.
Gotcha.
I won't pick your curtains though.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So,
yeah.
But we do. We have a checklist that we want to go through with you. We also have to walk through and do, an assessment of your home, its condition. There are some items that people that are going to sell think are like, oh my gosh, we have to get this done in order to sell my house.
Yeah.
And in all reality, those things, the next person might come and change.
Just tear it out.
So,
Yeah.
It's not everybody's a cup of tea, or it's not their favorite color.
And the seller thinks that it has to be done.
It has to be done. And so there are things that we'll come through and do with you and help guide you through that are important and, like you said, help you sell your house faster. So yeah, we absolutely do that. What was the other one? So also, here's another Keller fact. So and compared to other companies in Lodi, so now remember, we're representing almost 1/3 of the homes being listed. Yeah. We are selling for nearly 3% higher.
Really?
Than the other companies in the Lodi area.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And so when we have this.
Is there like a philosophy that Keller Williams agents have?
I know. There's all sorts of them.
There are all kinds of.
But Keller Williams is full of great nuggets. Together everybody achieves more. You come from contribution. These are like little bold.
Do you guys network with each other a lot? So, and I don't know the rules of real estate and how all that plays, but so like, let's say you have a house, would you contact other Keller Williams agents and say, I have this house, or is there a database that it automatically goes into?
It's like you're scripted for us. It's so perfect. And she's just winging it right here. So what's really great, so when you list your home, we're all over the board. But when you list your home, right, we're going to go through all these steps, and we want you to put it on the market, right, or on the open market. So we want you to list it on our listing service, put the pictures out there. Then we also, as a company, have what's called KWLS, and it's our own listing service that goes out to every Keller Williams office. And now we're not just talking in California. We're not talking in the U.S. We are global.
Right, because you guys might have somebody in Oregon who wants to move
Let's
to
think
Lodi.
Let's think bigger than that.
China.
We have somebody that's coming back. They were stationed in Italy.
Yes.
And they want to come back, and they want a similar appellation. Let's get back to wine country, right?
Yeah.
Want a similar appellation, or there was something that they want to feel comfortable. They were there for a while, or they want to continue to raise their child in that and be closer to other family members, or on the West Coast or in beautiful California.
Yeah.
So we have an agent that's in Italy can come and use our referral network in our KWLS, see what's they can check our system and see what's in our area. And then also we have a referral network that takes us global, and they can look into top agents or, whatever they're looking for in a local market.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so
that's
everybody
a
wins.
huge tool.
Everybody wins.
That's awesome.
It is. So that is KWLS.
Wow. And that's great. And so that's that's a proprietary kind of
Keller Williams.
You got to be on the end to use it.
But we do network. So we and there's things, some people take your listing and then they pray that the market, just the natural market's going to do it. We are very go-getter in our company. So we have MetroList, we have our KWLS. Then we also go around, I would hope everybody's agent at least goes around and pitches their property to other realtors, no matter who they are. We're all a part of associations, so we're part of the Lodi Association of Realtors, and we get together every Tuesday morning. And it's a group of everybody from every brokerage, right? Every office, who decides to come at 8:30 a.m. on Realtor time. That's really early.
That's early for me.
Yeah. So we could have the opportunity to pitch that, right? And then we also have the opportunity, what's called a broker's tour. So certain homes will go be open, and then all the agents get to come through and tour the house before or as it's gone live. And so then they're also able to help.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So what's your favorite house to sell? What's your favorite type of property to sell?
Actually, it's not necessarily about the property itself, right? The home or what it looks like or where it's located. It's what you find in that property for your client. So I find that a home that relieves some stress, allows growth, brings the family joy. Those are what we're going for, because we've really hit the nail on the head listening to our client, and they walk in and they've bought this home and they're settling in, and it's everything that they want, or 90%, 95%.
So you're not into one particular, like a 3-bedroom, 2-car home isn't your favorite to sell. Your favorite home to sell is the right house for the right customer.
The right home, yeah. So we have that would be like our median house. It's a size and a price and a square footage and all that, right? Yeah. And we have a general median size home. But not everybody needs that. I took a call this morning, and the gentleman doesn't want anything more than 1,200 square feet, 900 or 1,200.
Downsizing.
He's relocating, and then it's like, oh, perfect. Now that I've had this in-depth conversation with you, let me put you in my system. Let me have my system help me work. Yeah. And because I can't do every client one by one every day. Right. Let me put you in there, and let's see if we can dial it in and find what you want. And then what that joy, they walk in and they get it. They're like, this is it.
That's got to feel great.
I wrote an offer for a lady over this weekend. No one would take her to see houses. And I was like, oh, I'm already going to be out, like whatever. So we went and looked at 2 properties. The second property, she walked in. She started crying immediately. She walked in the door. We walked upstairs. She cried. She walked in the master bathroom. She cried. She walked out. She said, I don't have to see anything else. This is it. We found it. Oh. Right, this offer. And it was like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait. She's got 4 kids. She's got her in-laws. They have their own needs. It was this perfect piece of property in Galt. And it was like, and that's what you want. Like,
I actually wrote that into my second book, Lawyer and Liar. She comes back to the area, into our wine appellation, and she has to buy a house. And it's a house that sat empty for a while. And for a reason I'm not going to tell you. You have to read the book.
I can't read the book.
But
I read the last book in 2 days.
Yeah, but I wrote in. That's nice. I'm glad you did. But I wrote in a real estate agent. Her name is Justine, and she's kind of like you. And she shows the house, and when my character Sydney walks in, it was like this house has been waiting for me. And I bet that's a really cool feeling when you're with somebody and they find that's their home.
That it is. Now it makes us pull our hair out sometimes, because and we have to keep people in, we have to really dial in and ask questions. And like, what are important features? What are deal breakers? What are must-haves? And also, we also have to have people see homes that are out on the market, see homes, and we'll send you a list. It doesn't mean we want you to buy them all. Yeah. But we need to feel what you feel. We need to know what you do and don't. Yeah. Sometimes, and easier more than what you find that you like, you find what you don't like.
Right. I bet you find that more often.
Yeah, so somebody, you can send them all these times, like, I don't want that. I don't want to live on a corner. They never even
Right.
they never even thought that they didn't want to live on a corner.
But they just see a corner and they're like, oh, I don't want that corner, but I didn't know I didn't want it until I saw it.
Yeah.
And I bet you get that a lot. I bet communication is a big deal, because when somebody is saying the things that they do and don't want, I mean, you're really relying on them to communicate appropriately what they want, and they may not even know.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is where the service industry comes back into play, right? So I walk up to a table. I don't know you.
Yeah.
I sit down. We're making an instant relationship.
Yeah.
Now, the kitchen could be burning down. Your food could be a disaster. And I'm putting out this fire one thing at a time, right?
Yeah.
As I'm keeping this rapport. So when somebody calls or walks in or is a referrals are wonderful, you guys. Like, because we have already, have the proof in the pudding with somebody. And so the referral, as everybody knows. But somebody, let's just say their phone rings, right? And you have to start asking questions, and you're building this relationship with somebody right away. And you're hoping that they continue to communicate with you, but not they're still at an arm's distance and they're through a phone.
Yeah.
So I love to meet people.
Yeah.
I find that's extremely important. Face to face, gain trust, shake my hand.
Yeah.
I was raised with two parents that believe in a handshake.
Yeah.
And so let me show you. It's how, my little slogan, it's how I do what I do that makes a difference. And so it's that thing. So we'll build that rapport, and then that communication starts to come. It's like we're peeling the layers back and we're starting to expose, and then you're learning and I'm learning, and then we dial in and find your home.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got to be a little bit of a mind reader too.
Oh,
I bet you pick cues up. So like, you're not just relying on verbal discussion. You probably pick up cues when somebody walks through a house. The things that they look at and don't look at will help
time in the
guide you.
house. Like comfort. Making it their own.
Yeah.
Kids
why
are dubbing
somebody's
rooms,
buying.
or like if they're. They're even speaking another language, and you can hear back and forth, and you can just see the body language. There's a lot of cues.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cues
that you can pick up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Now, do you ever sell any vineyards or wineries or anything?
I can assist in all of that. So again, with that network, we have people and specialists that, specialize in those properties. They're not.
So that's like a niche property.
It is.
It's a niche.
It's just a different type of land. It's land versus residential.
Okay.
There's ag. And there's ag questions, there's water questions, there's all these different things.
Yes.
Lots of land, there's all these different categories, and we're not all dialed into all of them. And so that's when we really utilize each other. Kind
of like attorney. You can't get an real estate attorney for criminal law.
Nope.
That wouldn't be smart. Don't do that.
No, and I mean, and what you don't want, you
don't want a commercial,
commercial
real estate agent.
And like, here, let's open up your heart.
Exactly.
So, we definitely utilize our strong skill sets.
Yeah.
With each other.
That's good. So have you been involved in any real, I'm going to go back. I'm going to stay with the wineries for a little while because that's my jam.
That's my jam too. I like them jammy wines.
I didn't know you were a first level som. Is that what it is? Is it sommelier? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Sommelier. I mean, how do you say Worcestershire?
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire or whatever. So level 1 som, it kind of evens it out.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool little feather in your cap, huh? Especially in this area.
It is. It wasn't back then when I got it.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why, and it's being naive. So I was working for the Shake family in Monterey, and I told him we had like all these sales, and a lot of wine. I mean, we would go cases of wine a day.
Yeah.
And I told him, and that's how I got to take the test. He sent me to San Francisco for 2 days, and I got to take my test. And when I came back, it was like, oh yeah, I've got my level 1. And I came back to Lodi. And at that point in time, what was that? 2005, 6.
Ooh, right before the downturn.
Hold on. What was that? Yeah. 6, 7. Okay, but right before the downturn in real estate, right? But what was one of the best years in wine? What vintage? What year?
I don't know.
2007 was one of the best Zinfandels, I think,
for our area
that
no
I
kidding.
can recall.
Wow.
So it was an El Nino year. It was like, that was El Nino.
Yeah,
that was like this huge. But
was,
for some reason, the wine that came out of 2007 was amazing.
Really?
Right? But you also have somebody that goes and gets an education, right? I remember doing this to my dad when I was little. I'd be like, I learned this in school today.
Yeah.
And you know nothing.
And you've been doing it wrong the
was
whole time.
That was kind of the same mindset. Was I went and I got this little test,
see.
and I, it was all over blah blah blah, and the manuscript was like, I don't know, the little guide whatever was like an inch and a half thick. We covered it in 2 days. We were sipping wine with crest in our breath at 7 a.m. Like, it was insane. It was insane. But you come back to an area, and you have to give credit where credit is due. These kids have been raised in the dirt and in the vines, and they know more than anybody. And they might be working at the tasting room. Tasting rooms were hardly taking off back then. I mean, the Lodi Wine Visitor Center had just been built. Everything was just kind of just starting. There was 70 wineries, 80 wineries in Lodi.
Was there even back then?
It was like nothing. There was like,
there's like 87 now, isn't there?
Wineries? I think our numbers are much more than
that. Are
they?
They? I did research and it was 87. Rooms? No, wineries, 87. Okay, we have way more tasting rooms.
Okay, tasting rooms is what I'm thinking. It's over
we have like over 100 tasting rooms.
Okay, so back then, so I'm thinking tasting rooms. Then.
Yeah.
It was little. It was very. So you don't come in. You don't come in and trump on someone. Yeah. And so I stopped telling people.
Oh.
I really enjoy wine. You want to talk wine. You want to talk legs. You want to smell.
You gotta come to our Women of Wine tasting.
Absolutely.
Why aren't you coming?
Because this is kind of what that fed, because I was already in the service industry. What do you eat with first? Your eyes.
Oh.
So, but before you even see it, how do you know about it? The way that they describe it, right?
Yes.
So I always used to tell people to make love to your food verbally as you describe it, and that helps sell it, right?
That's
so
smart.
It's the same thing with wine. If you can Rolodex it to a memory or a childhood when you chewed on your pencils, or these different things that you came across, right, to help tie those flavor profiles together, then you can enjoy that wine. You close your eyes, you smell it, and you enjoy that wine.
It smells like the apples my grandmother used to bake her apple pies and stuff like that.
Yeah. I rode horses, and so like that leather smell.
Ooh, yeah.
Or when we talk jammy, well, there's all different ways to talk jammy.
I heard somebody use the term jammy recently at one of our wine tastings, and I didn't understand what she was. I'm not a wine. I just know it tastes good. I mean, and I love champagne too. I love all wines, but I like champagne.
I'm surprised we don't have any right here. It's just the middle of the day.
They won't let me drink here. They're afraid of what I'll do. They should be too.
Yeah. So you.
But yeah,
it was hard. You come in and these people knew more.
Yeah, so but you had this little certificate, and you thought, well, here we go.
Yeah, I thought it would actually help me more,
and it didn't.
It helped me in Oregon when I was in Bend.
Yeah,
it helped me in the restaurant world. Helped with that. But when I came back here, it
wasn't appreciated.
It was just different. It's just different,
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Bottle Shock? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't that great?
That was good.
So when you said the kids who grew up in the vineyards, that's what it made me think of, is the Bottle Shock, is because they do that.
Yeah. And it's the truth. I mean, that child that had a dad that was out there, in all days and all hours and all that. I mean, I'm married to a dairy farmer, and, like my father-in-law, he's out there. My dad, we own a plumbing company. We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when you're on the inside as your child and you're growing up in that, you have a different appreciation and understanding, a different drive, that sort of thing with it.
I agree.
So it just didn't work out.
That's okay. But
it's
a feather, and every single thing that you do adds.
That's exactly
where I'm at. And you live in the wine country, so I mean, it just doesn't get any more wine country than Lodi wine appellation. I mean, everything is, evolves around the wine industry. I mean, that's a huge.
We have super drinkable wine too.
Yeah, we do good. I'm proud of our community and our region and our appellation.
Yeah.
When did they change it from appellation to AVA, American Vitriol? Area. That's what they changed it.
I don't know. Don't remember.
You don't know. Okay. Well,
but I can tell you what, I got their appellation in 1991.
1991.
Yeah, we were tired of Napa taking all of our credit.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
By producing our grapes. We were
just shipping all of our grapes over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 91 Lodi hit the map. That was good.
Yeah. It's really exciting. I love it. Okay, so let's get back to a little bit. How do you use social media in real estate? Is that like a big player for you guys?
So you guys, this is that. So I love social media. I'm lost in between that Facebook and Instagram phase,
Yeah.
right? So I still very much get on and flip through Facebook. It's an ever growing and ever changing social media. It's just its own beast, right?
It's always moving
It's always
and
moving
changing.
and changing.
As soon as you get used to it, it's like Walmart. As soon as they stock something that you love and you
Costco.
know right where it's at, Costco, wherever your go-to is. I don't do Costco anymore because I don't have kids at home, but I used to do that a lot.
Smart, yeah.
Now it's run into Walmart. They move it. They move
Yeah.
it or change it, and then you're lost. You're struggling to figure it out.
So I'm still, like I said, being with Keller Williams in tech, I'm still slow to grow. But I'm growing. And so do I utilize it enough? No. Am I working on it? Yes. I use it more for connection, staying in contact still with family and all that, sharing other really great things, moments like first time home buyers and key exchanges and that sort of thing, all these bright, wonderful moments that you can share. And no matter where you are in your age group, you can share across Facebook, no matter where you are, right?
Yeah.
So I utilize it for that. When we do open houses, you'll see like on the weekend, you might get bombarded on your feed with sponsored things.
I see.
It's just because we want you to know what's out there, even if you're not buying or selling.
You never know.
You never know. Like, come check it out. Be nosy. We love feedback.
Like, if you share something that you're having an open house, and I've got a girlfriend who's interested, I'll share that baby over.
Yeah, and you don't
it
even
takes
know.
me a second.
And that girlfriend of yours could be in Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
know,
she
that
wants to
girlfriend-
move out here. I'm like, come back.
Yeah, that girlfriend could have been your backyard neighbor that just
Yes.
finally expressed to you a need
Yes.
that we would never know.
Yes.
So that share button is way more important than people think, and it's not that hard. Just share.
I say if you like a post, then it's like a handshake. And if you comment on a post, it's like a hug. And if you share a post, it's like a full-on kiss. Now we're going to go on a date, and I'm going to buy you a glass of wine.
Yeah.
So I think sharing is important.
Share.
Yeah.
So you'll see that we use social media for that. So sponsored events or our events that we're hosting, open houses, we utilize it. I listen to Gary Vee.
Yep.
So his little jam is TikTok and LinkedIn. I'm
Yep.
jumping on the LinkedIn bandwagon for sure. Organic matter. Like I said, I'm not on a team. I'm an individual agent. And with that, I have to be a little bit more savvy as to the way I spend my dollar.
You need to strategize how you're...
Lack of dollar.
Yeah.
So organic matter and material is really important. So utilizing those things. LinkedIn is very much that way.
So now, do you also use an email list? Because us authors, we have to, building our email list is super important. But now it's a little bit different industry because for me, my readers can't wait to get my next book. You're going to sell a house maybe once, twice, 3 times to the same person, but it's not over and over and over and over again.
So we do. Email address is actually very important to our business still. So a National Association of Realtors fact is... this one was kind of a fun fact. Hold on.
She's
This
got
one-
facts here, ladies
Hey,
and
you guys, I
gentlemen.
came prepared.
So we've got 5 minutes here. So while she's
Oh.
looking at her facts,
Wow, it's almost an
I
hour.
am going to just talk about some events that are coming up, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we'll finish up with her unless you found your fact.
I did. Email, 93%. Text
Ooh.
message, 92% of
Really?
communication. And 37 is through instant messaging.
Wow.
So those often prefer to communicate with their clients. That's us communicating with you. So with that being said, of course, we have your phone number, right? But your email is super important. And then it's not that you just buy a house now, but people move up or down, right? And so we want to stay in contact with you.
Yeah.
And you'll actually get more tidbits from us, and you might find them important. So you want to maybe you didn't think that that's yearly maintenance, or maybe it's time, or maybe there's a solar something happening.
Yeah.
There's all different things that we
Yeah.
add and try to be add value. And so your email, we're not just trying to blow you up, right?
Yeah.
Like
you're staying.
we're trying to add value and
Yeah.
not just unnecessary content.
Yeah. We do the same thing. We have a construction company, and so when I get a customer, I add them to my email list. And so every fall, when it's time to clean the gutters, I'm like, even if you don't use us, clean your gutters, because then you're going to have to call us if you don't. Yeah. So.
And you never know the need. It's a need of proximity. So like if there was somebody in your email, you might not know them or really know them, or but they're like, oh yeah, I saw them. Like,
yes.
we want to stay valid in your realm, in your world, in your thought process.
Stay relevant, because you never know when that customer, 15 years ago bought your house from you, but now their daughter's looking for a house.
Yeah.
right? They were home from college and they're looking for a house, and they're like, hey, I get an email from them telling me to clean out my gutters every, twice a year, and now they're relevant. So
that's the same thing about light bulb exchanges, like there's all sorts of neat information that we could be sending you.
If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
Well, I've found quite a lot down in my office. I actually sit in my office quite a bit. So you can come into downtown Lodi at the Keller Williams there. You can find me on Facebook as well. And it's Krystal Jeanne. So it's Krystal. And my Jeanne is Jeanne. So you can find me there. I have a business page. And then you can go to krystaljeanne.kw.com and you can get my website.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then don't forget December 14th, which is a little bit competitive with my Wine Country Christmas, but that's okay.
Well, actually, it's competitive with a lot of events. Everybody's
just gets
calendar
so crowded.
is just bogging down. But like I said, one event might fit you, or this could be really important to somebody else.
Right.
And they
or somebody can hit your event and then come down and have a
or like this, like you might not be able to get pictures with Santa at the studio.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And we got this big burly guy and a big round faced white beard kind of guy. So anyway, so you can have this option. So so December 14th, Saturday, 11 to 12 at 115 South School Street, back in the corridor at Keller Williams.
That's great. Awesome. And thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Already done?
It's fast. It went quick, huh?
Yes.
So I also want to wrap this up with a list of things that are coming up in our community in the wine country area. And Wine and Craft Day is going to be at the Woodbridge Uncorked on November 16th from 4 to 8, where we will be making the garland, all the garland corks and stuff, decorations for the Wine Country Christmas, which is December 14th from 12 to 4. And look for us on Good Day Sacramento. We'll be there on December 10th in the morning. Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be there. Also, really quickly, on November 30th, here at the radio station on the Miracle Mile, we are going to be having a sip and shop. So we'll be pouring wine from our wine region here at the studio on the Miracle Mile. The very end, I think the address is, what's the address here? It's 231 Bedford Road. 231 Bedford Road. And so we will be here, and I will be on again before that happens, but I wanted to make sure and let everybody know that we will be here. I'll have books here. I can do autographs, and we will have Santa here as well.
Do you need anything for any of your events from the community?
You know what? I think right now we're actually good. We are so fortunate that our community just pitches in like crazy. So we're good. And I think we're getting ready to wrap up. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
and
everybody.
thank you for coming. You were awesome. I appreciate it. My second
Yay.
guest. And
I'll be back.
Yeah, you will, girl. And that's it for the show.